I'm founder and director of the Tiptree World Bread Awards Heroes USA, supported by International Baking Industry Exposition. It is my enormous pleasure to welcome you to our awards ceremony today. I'm speaking to you from the most wonderful windmill, Green's Windmill, in the centre of Nottingham. Now, I expect that some of you have heard of Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham, and this is exactly where we are. The windmill is right up on a hill in the middle of the town, or city rather, overlooking at it, and it is stunning. Built in the early 19th century, it's very much a working windmill. And from here, we're going to share with you the winners of our wonderful Bread Heroes 2021 programme. As you know, don't really need to tell you, COVID has wrought real horrors across the world, and the United States is no exception. And we would have loved to have been with you this year to celebrate the amazing loaves made by your incredible bakers across the United States, but we felt it was better to err on the side of caution. And so for the second year running, we are celebrating the wonderful people behind the loaf who have done so much for their community to keep everybody fed across the nation in these really difficult and challenging times. I do have a few thank yous to make. Firstly, to Tiptree, our wonderful headline sponsor. They are true friends to us and true friends to the awards. So you may ask now, who is Tiptree? Tiptree is a 300-year-old farming business in Essex, in the east of England, and they have been fruit farming since the 18th century. And they are also wonderful preserve makers. And I can't begin to tell you how delicious their preserves are, but they are also the most lovely people. The business is very much as a family-run operation, and families work there and have worked there for generations. And Tiptree hugely care about supporting their own community. Their preserves have been sold across America since the 19th century, which is a really wonderful connection with you all. So thank you so much to Tiptree. And also a huge thank you to our friends at the International Baking Industry Exposition. We've known and been connected with you since 2017, and it's such a pleasure, so rewarding a friendship. You support us in everything that we do to celebrate the amazing American baking industry. And also this year, new to the awards family is Brook Bake. Andy Bray, thank you so much for joining our awards family. We are delighted to have you with us. Brook Bake supplies ovens into the baking industry across America. And now it gives me huge pleasure to hand over to Scott Goodfellow, Joint Managing Director of Tiptree, who's going to share a few words with you.
Hello, I'm Scott Goodfellow and I'm the Managing Director here at Tiptree. We have a 1,000-acre farm and we've been making jams, jellies and marmalades here since 1885. We're lucky enough to count Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and James Bond amongst our customers. We've been exporting to the USA for decades, and I really enjoy popping over to meet the artisan bakers there, ideally over a slice of bread with Tiptree jam smothered on top. I can't do that right now, but we hope these awards are a chance to recognise the outstanding contributions that the bakers in America have made, particularly during the COVID crisis. I do hope that I can pop over to see you next year, and in the meantime, we're going to show you a small video of what we're about.
Thank you so much, Scott. That was wonderful. And now we're going over to IBIE to hear a few words from them.
Thanks, Caroline. Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis Cannell, Chairman of the International Baking Industry Exposition, or as most people refer to it, IBIE. On behalf of the IBIE team, we are thrilled to partner with the World Bread Awards, a great program that very much aligns with our mission. For those of you who don't know, IBIE is, at its core, a celebration of the baking industry. As the largest trade event in the Western Hemisphere, our show is where bakers and professionals from every part of the grain-based foods industry gather, share their successes, see the latest innovations on the market, and discuss their challenges with peers from around the world. It's produced by the American Bakers Association and BIMA, which represents the suppliers to the industry, with great support from the Retail Bakers of America. So it truly is a show for everyone. IBIE operates on a 3-year cycle, which means we haven't had a show since 2019, pre-pandemic, and a lot has changed since then. Our industry is no stranger to change. IBIE's history dates back more than 100 years, and the organization has supported baking professionals through economic depressions, many wars, diet fads, changing technologies, and now a global pandemic. We're looking forward to celebrating the people behind the bread and the cakes and pizza crusts and tortillas at IBIE next year. And with more than 1,000 exhibitors and 20,000 baking professionals, we are on track to have another successful, productive exposition. I'd like to invite everyone watching to join us next year in Las Vegas, September 17th through 21st, as we celebrate our industry's strength and resilience in the face of change. We hope to see you all there.
Thank you. That was really lovely. And now, of course, it behoves me to thank our wonderful judges. You give so much. Thank you, because without your knowledge, your expertise, your time and your dedication to these awards, we would not be able to manage, and we are truly grateful. So a heartfelt thank you from me and all my team for everything that you do for us and for your friendship. Now, at the pinnacle of this great cohort of judges is our chair, a very special person, Stephen Hallam, master baker, pie maker extraordinaire, true friend to the awards, has been a supporter of ours since the start. When we started in England back in 2013, helped us to evolve the model of the awards, and then was so super enthusiastic and helpful when we decided very courageously, or perhaps insanely, to launch our awards in America. We could not manage without you, Stephen. Thank you so much, because you are now going to be announcing the winners.
Thank you, Caroline, for the introductions. And a couple of words about all the nominations this year. Highly inspiring, but if there's a silver thread that goes through them all, it's how generous the baking industry and the baking community is to their local communities throughout the United States of America. And I would ask that you do please join the celebrations by sharing them on social. And we have a number of handles for you to use. At Bread Awards USA, hashtag Bread Awards USA, and hashtag Bread Heroes 21. We'll be starting with our regional bread heroes and later announcing our special awards. Our regional awards this evening will be announced in reverse order, announcing our runner-up and then our winner. And in some regions, there are more than one runner-up. Our first regional award for this evening is for our bread heroes in the Midwest. We have two runners-up. Paul Edward Montador of the Scotsman's Kitchen and Bakery in Urbana, Illinois, and Josh Allen from Companion Baking in St. Louis, Missouri. Paul has been going all out to do more to help this year. Many products have been made specifically to give away to the homeless and especially to those in need. Josh Allen founded Companion Baking in 1993. Concerned that his bakery annually generated a huge amount of waste, Josh and his team have dramatically reduced the waste and improved all aspects of their quality control. And our bread hero for the Midwest is Mo Cheeks from Bread and Justice in Madison, Wisconsin. Mo founded Bread and Justice in the summer of 2020 and began baking naturally leavened sourdough bread, with his baking initially being for fun and giving bread away to friends from his local area, and was a simple way to stay connected with them all during the Wisconsin stay-at-home order. Disturbing events throughout the summer led Mo to inspire a group of bakers across the country in national bake sales. Selling bread via Instagram and an email newsletter, Mo raised nearly $1,000 and donated all the funds to his immediate community and Black Voters Matter. Today, Bread and Justice continues to live up to its name, with 100% of the profits from Mo's bread sales being donated to organisations raising awareness for racial justice and working to build a more just society. And now we go to our bread heroes in the West. Runner-up is Community Grains in Oakland, California. Breads made by Community Grains are 100% whole grain, made from a blend of hard red and white whole grain flours. The breads are par-baked and frozen so customers can bake them at home and enjoy them while fresh and hot from the oven. Community Grains as a business work very closely with local farmers, with their key concerns being preventing soil depletion and nutrient removal. And our bread hero for the West is Guy Frenkel from Seal Bakery in Los Angeles, California. Guy is an avid sourdough baker based in LA. When the pandemic hit, he started baking bread for local charities that had set up food distribution and grocery bag giveaways for those people heavily impacted by the pandemic, and particularly those in need. He named the cause Cast Your Bread and started to reach out to local home bakers, rallying them together and arranging drop-offs at his home so that he could gather up all the donated loaves from bakers all over LA and take them to the charities. The movement grew and quickly gained traction. Word spread to other regions, inspiring bakers to set up offshoots of the charity in, amongst others, Baltimore, New Jersey, Spokane, and even overseas in Israel. The next award is for our bread heroes in the Northeast. Runner-up is Michelle Nicholson from the Flour Girl Bakery in Hebron, Connecticut. Michelle started the bakery in her home just over a year ago. It has grown fast and in November 2020 moved into a rented church space. The Flour Girl Bakery has a slogan of "Bake the world a better place," and the bakery is now recognised for its donations and support to many organisations. Their Pay It Forward bread initiative calls upon customers, if they choose, to purchase an extra loaf or two of bread, which is then taken by other customers to give to people in need. And our bread hero in the Northeast is Shirai Ruveni Ulrich from Rising Above Bakery in Bergen County, New Jersey. Shirai is doing amazing work with special abilities adults. Rising Above Bakery's mission is to employ individuals with special needs and equal members of the team. The idea for the bakery arose when Shirai, a speech therapist with a great love of baking, noticed the dramatic effect baking cookies had on her non-verbal, autistic, young adult students. The joy and enthusiasm Shirai has for her work and her love of baking creates a wonderful atmosphere for all her colleagues. Customers enjoy delicious handcrafted baked goods and have the knowledge that each item that they purchase gives an individual the opportunity to practice the craft of baking. Now for our bread heroes in the southeast region. We have two runners-up. Leah Lonsbury from Just Bakery of Atlanta in Atlanta, Georgia, and Needloff's Bakery in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Leah founded Just Bakery in 2017 as a place for resettled refugees in Metro Atlanta to receive paid job training with a living wage. This foot in the door can be transformative for the bakers in training and their families, many of whom have fled violence or conflict in their countries. Needloff's is a family-owned and operated wholesale bakery and retail cafe. They have been Chattanooga's traditional artisan bakery for 19 years and specialise in bread made with organic whole grains and natural leavening. All bread and pastries are made from scratch by hand using pure ingredients and centuries-old techniques. And our bread hero for the southeast, Manolo Betanca from Manolo's Bakery in Charlotte, North Carolina. Manolo came to the USA 20 years ago from Colombia. He started by washing dishes and working odd jobs, and now he owns a thriving business. His bakery's vision is our bread, our people, our future, and he credits his success from focus on mutuality and cooperation. And finally, moving to the southwest. Runner-up is Taichiko Cox from Broken Bread House in Chandler, Arizona. Taichiko is a classically trained singer, but turned his hand to baking and launched his virtual bakery, Broken Bread House, in September 2020. Taichiko learned to make dough from his grandmother, Edith, who's now 91 and still making bread back home in the Bahamas. His breads, rolls and pastries and other handcrafted creations are a reminder of the food that would always bring his family together at mealtimes. And our bread hero for the southwest is Don Guerra from Bread Barrio in Tucson, Arizona. Don taught physical education, health and mathematics at a public school in Tucson. In 2009, during his last year of teaching, he had the idea to retrofit his garage into a fully fitted bakery, inspired by creative bakeries and setups that he'd seen in Mexico and Europe. He made over 250,000 loaves in that garage, just himself and his own hands. With the launch of Barrio Bread, Don has created a community-supported baking concept that involves education and working to create a strong local food movement in Tucson. He works with local farmers and non-profits to build a movement focused on bringing heritage grains back to southern Arizona. And now for the Tiptree World Bread Awards with IBIE Overall Hero. I'd like to hand over to Scott Goodfellow, Joint Managing Director of Tiptree, to announce the overall winner.
Thank you, Stephen. It gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Tiptree World Bread Awards Heroes USA in association with IBIE. And the winner is Manolo Betanca from Manolo's Bakery in Charlotte, North Carolina. Many congratulations, Manolo.
Manolo emigrated to the USA from Colombia 20 years ago with just 2 pairs of pants, 1 pair of shoes, 2 shirts, very little money in his pocket, and absolutely no mastery at all of the English language. He began by washing dishes and working odd jobs. He won a university scholarship and graduated with a BA in modern languages. In 2011, Manolo bought the first Hispanic bakery in Charlotte and 7 years later renamed it Manolo's Bakery, and now has a thriving and successful business, producing over 65 types of artisan breads, a vast variety of cakes and desserts, and offers a top quality catering service. Manolo says that our bread represents our tradition from our home countries to this new land. It is something that makes us proud. And looking to the future, he says that with so much going on and all the uncertainty, many think they can't change what's happening around them. But with the right support, we can change our future by creating opportunities that will help us to grow and keep dreaming.
Stephen, thank you so much, and huge congratulations to you, Manolo Batanka, for your fantastic and admirable win. What an amazing story, so many amazing stories, uplifting, moving and humbling. What an incredible industry the baking industry is. But we still have more announcements to make, so I'm just wondering where our chair of the judges is, because we need to announce our special awards.
Indeed,
Stephen,
we do.
you look fantastic. How dashing.
Well, quick change. Special awards merit a special jacket.
Absolutely. Well, I feel quite outclassed. Let's go for it.
We have 5 special awards which collectively champion excellence in innovation, people and teamwork, home baking, sustainability and outstanding achievement. The first of the special awards tonight is for the IBIE Award for Innovation. Let's see what this award means to the team at IBIE.
Thank you, Stephen, and congratulations to the winners who have been named so far. Very well deserved. Thank you for all your passion, hard work, and your contributions to the global baking community. Innovation has always been central to our industry and central to IBIE as an event where the latest ingredients, equipment, best practices, and techniques all come together. This last year has emphasized how important innovation is to all of us. It hasn't been easy. It's been a time filled with pandemic-related disruptions and new challenges, but it's also been a time for incredible new ideas from incredible people. The kinds of ideas that enable us all to create better products, better processes, and better experiences at our own operations, as well as fuel our industry's progress. IBIE is honored to partner with World Bread Awards heroes and help recognize some of the individuals who are paving the way for an exciting future. I was so inspired by all the fantastic stories we received this year. Thank you to all of the nominees for their creativity and contributions. You are all extraordinary. Good luck, and I can't wait to see who the winner of the 2021 IBIE Innovation Award is. Thank you.
And the winner of the IBIE Award for Innovation is Guy Frenkel from Seal Bakery in Los Angeles, California. Guy first started making and baking sourdough bread as a hobby in his kitchen at home. His picture-perfect, wildly coloured sourdough loaves made with ancient grains are recognised and celebrated for their visual appeal as well as their culinary flair, and have attracted a huge following on Instagram and Facebook. When the pandemic hit, he started baking bread for people battling hunger in their communities and those heavily impacted by the pandemic. He named his charitable cause Cast Your Bread. The content is very simple. Guy encouraged bakers of all levels to band together and bake dozens of bread loaves and drop them off with a charity en masse for distribution. In the beginning, bakers from all over LA would drop off loaves at Guy's house, and he would then take them onto the charities. The movement grew and quickly gained traction. Word spread to other regions, inspiring bakers to set up offshoots or chapters in Baltimore, Long Island, New Jersey, Orange County, San Diego, Spokane, and overseas in Israel. Exponentially, there is no limit to just how far and wide this truly innovative concept could spread. The second of our special awards is for the Brook Bake Dream Team. And here is Andy Bray to tell us a little more.
I'm Andy Bray from Brook Bake, based here in Maryland. We're so pleased to be associated with the Tiptree World Bread Heroes with IBIE this year. This year we decided to sponsor the Dream Team Award as we've all been experiencing very, very challenging times and continue to do so. We're constantly regaled here at Brookbake with stories of bakers out in the field performing selfless acts for the wider community and for their internal workforce. We believe it's important to recognise these acts as they act as a guiding light and inspiration for us all.
And the winner of the Brookbake Dream Team Award is Shirai Ruvini Ulrich from Rising Above Bakery in Bergen County in New Jersey. Shirai is doing amazing work. The idea for Rising Above Bakery arose when Shirai, a speech therapist with a great love of baking, noticed the dramatic effect that baking cookies had on her non-verbal, autistic young adult students. She was surrounded with chatter, singing, laughter and verbalising as her 18 to 30-year-old autistic men and women became more comfortable with their work. Shirai says that for them, bread making is a true labour of love. We have bakers who have such difficulties with coordination and dexterity, they have to love it from start to finish to complete the task. Every loaf of bread is like the only loaf they have ever made. Rising Above Bakery's mission is to help develop independent, empowered bakers who have special needs to possess the skills and self-confidence needed to live independent and fulfilling lives. The joy and enthusiasm Shirai has for her work and for her team of bakers and for her love of baking creates just an incredibly wonderful atmosphere. Now we move to the home baker bread hero. This person is remarkable for their generosity and amazing sense of community. And the winner of the home baker bread hero is Vida Carlo from New York City. Vida is an extremely talented home baker. She has studied techniques from many countries, talked with professional bakers about the craft of baking, and has been making a range of breads for decades. She's not on Twitter, nor Instagram, nor does she blog. She simply bakes. Baking is her therapy, and sharing her bread with neighbours, the elderly, the homeless, or friends makes Vida feel part of a community. She bakes because she loves it, and loves that special feeling that comes from sharing something she has made. Vida has volunteered for many years at the Union Square Farmers Market in Manhattan. During COVID, she baked for the ambulance crews at Lenox Hill, her neighbourhood hospital. And in all of this, she has never sold any bread, nor received any monetary remuneration for the gifts. The next award is for sustainability. This bakery's ongoing attempts to diminish waste and improve quality control is both intelligent and highly admirable. And the winner of the award for sustainability is Companion Baking from St. Louis in Missouri. Josh Allen was astounded when he discovered that his bakery generated so much waste, over £1.5 million a year. It was affecting the business on 3 counts: financially, environmentally, and emotionally. He engaged his team to make a difference. Printed paper was reduced by 50%. Processing checks in the bakery reduced discarded dough. Upcycling discarded dough trim, and together with other measures, waste was significantly reduced, and by the end of this year will be down to £500,000. That's a massive difference. And all the team deserve huge acknowledgement for their efforts. But it doesn't stop there, and perhaps there is a lesson here for all of us. Companion's reduction in waste has not only impacted their overall sustainability, but positively affected their sales, profitability, and equipment efficiency. Our final award is for the Tiptree Outstanding Achievement Award. Scott Goodfellow, Joint Managing Director from Tiptree, can tell us their thoughts behind their awards.
So we come to the Tiptree Outstanding Achievement Award. What really impressed me in all of the nominations for this award was the focus on helping out local communities, particularly those in need. whether that be refugees or immigrants, those with special needs, hospitals or local charities. Each of the bakers nominated here had gone above and beyond to help out the local community. What set the winner apart was the innovative approach and the call to action that their work provided. Not only have they given support to their local community, but they have inspired others across America and indeed internationally to help out. They truly have made an outstanding effort.
And the winner of the Tiptree Outstanding Achievement Award is Guy Frenkel from Seal Bakery in Los Angeles, California. Guy was born and raised in Israel and moved to the USA 26 years ago. By profession, he is a Los Angeles-based filmmaker. So that means he has lots of in-between or off time that gives him the opportunity to gather hobbies. By his own admission, Guy is a serious and big-time geek. Before even considering making his first loaf, he fully immersed himself into discovering and learning, or seeking to learn, every detail about the science and craft of bread making. From grains and milling, proteins, enzymes, starch, hydration, fermentation, and all those various elements that come together in a loaf of bread to excite our five senses. He started baking sourdough loaves in his kitchen at home until his wife banned him to a shed in the garden. Whilst understanding the science, Guy's avant-garde approach pushed traditional boundaries by looking upon bread making as an artistic medium, which gives a nod to his multidisciplined profession of filmmaking. He's been described as the Hollywood wizard of bread. His loaves, given away to his friends, are picture-perfect, wildly coloured, made with ancient grains. Posts on Instagram and Facebook quickly attracted huge interest and following. He now has a bakery, Seal Bakery in Santa Fe. So as well as filmmaking, he is now into full-time baking. And incidentally, seal is the ancient biblical word for leftover dough, which in today's world we call a sourdough starter. As we've already heard, when the pandemic began, Guy launched a charity, Cast Your Bread, began to bake bread for people battling hunger in their communities. He encouraged bakers, both home bakers and professionals, to unite, bake extra bread loaves, drop them off with a charity, and a loaf of sourdough bread was included in much needed food parcels. The movement grew and quickly gained momentum. As word spread, bakers were inspired and continue to be inspired to set up offshoots or chapters in other regions, including overseas in Israel. Congratulations to Guy. Quite an enigma, I think, Mr. Frenkel.
Fascinating. Well, as somebody who I would say that I have a bit of a butterfly brain, I so admire people who can apply that concentration to so many areas and go into it so deeply. What a remarkable achievement.
His research was just infinitesimal, and he can't start something unless he actually knows everything there is possible to know about it. And his loaves, that originally he started just making loaves for his family and friends and taking the odd photograph and posting it. And people were wowed by what looked like an ordinary sourdough loaf until they cut it open. And the extent that he now goes to, using scientific knowledge to ensure that the colours and the flavours are just something else, is to be admired.
It is extraordinary. But what I love also is that he's blended his communication skill from being a filmmaker and his use of social media to create this wonderful network across America and abroad of bakers who are able to support their community when there's so much need and so much hunger. What an exceptional achievement.
Phenomenal, phenomenal.
Well done, Guy. Stephen, thank you so much. What an amazing array of achievements. I'm really overwhelmed by it, and it will take me quite some time to process all the incredible hard work and selfless dedication that has gone into these exceptional people's contribution to society. Truly wonderful and inspirational. So just a few very last thank yous. Of course, Stephen, our chair of judges, all our wonderful judges, All the people who nominated across the United States, thank you so much. We might not have heard about these incredible heroes but for you. Thank you to all our sponsors, and thank you, you amazing bakers, farmers and millers, for keeping your great nation fed at this critical time. We are so delighted that we are going to be holding our awards in person, judging the loaf in Las Vegas at IBIE next September. Please come and find us, come and say hello. We can't wait to meet you. It will be just so very special and very emotional for us to re-engage with you as friends and to celebrate this marvellous industry of bread baking. Thank you and take care.
Congratulations to all of the winners.
Congratulations!
Congratulations from everyone here at Brook Baking Maryland to all of our heroes nominated in this year's awards.
Well, that's it for today from us all at Bread Heroes. So it only remains for us to say congratulations!
Congratulations!